Hi there YouTube, it's an exciting day for me because I'm building another IKEA Greenhouse cabinet. I'm so excited about this one because it's a little bit different than the two that I have behind me. The two that I have behind me are the Milsbo Tall, and as you guys can see, they are pretty darn full now that I kept adding plants to them. And I really want my greenhouse cabinets to look like pieces of art almost. I don't want them to be super cluttered, so I thought by adding a third cabinet, I would have a little bit of extra space. And for this one, I chose the Rudsta cabinet. It's a little bit shorter than the Milsbo Tall, so I thought that it would give me some nice dimension, and I would move both of the Milsbo Talls to the side and then put the Rudsta in between the two so that we'd have something shorter and then the two tallers on both sides. I hope that that makes sense. But I've had a few comments of people asking me how did I build these greenhouse cabinets because they don't come like this, and so I thought I would show you guys exactly how I'm going to build this Rudsta greenhouse cabinet. I'll have links to all of the products that I use in the description box of this video. All right, let's get started. I really hope that this third cabinet will fit on this wall. I'm not exactly sure if it will or not. When I went to the IKEA store and actually saw it in person, it actually looked bigger when it was fully assembled than I thought it was going to be. I'm hoping I don't have to move this Monstera because it's huge and it's really, really pretty and I don't want to move it, but if I have to, I'll move the Monstera and we can move some of the plants on the other side of this cabinet to be able to move them apart enough to fit the new cabinet. It was my first time ever going to IKEA this past Friday. Like, I've never been to one. That place was huge. Oh my gosh, and the food court area smelled so good. Like, next time I go to IKEA, I definitely want to eat there. I'm so excited to build this thing because now it's been sitting in this box for 3 days, so let's go ahead and get into this. This room is not massive, so let's go ahead and remove the table and chairs. So now I have to open up box number 2 because they didn't put all the like, why would they not put those parts in? It's so odd to me that you don't finish box 1 and then start box 2. Like, what's the point of splitting them up into 2 boxes other than maybe it was easier for them to transport? But for us as the consumer, I wish that they had all the parts for the first half of the build in box 1 and then the second half in box 2. But either way, let's go ahead and open up box 2 now, and I don't really have a bunch of room. Oh, and that's the part I needed. I wonder if I should just stop unpacking this and just go ahead and put this in and then finish unboxing. I think that's the move. All right, currently I've done everything per the instructions. We're now at step 10, and this is where I'm going to change things up just slightly. In step 10, you're screwing in this bar right here to secure the glass down. As you guys can see, there's a small gap right here, and I've seen people using this gap to feed their cords through so that you don't have to saw a hole in the metal or anything to get all of your cords out. And I like the idea of that for this cabinet. I mean, if it's already got a gap, we might as well use it. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab my grow lights and feed the power cord through here. I'm also gonna feed the powerful cord for the fans in here as well. And you'll wanna do this on the back side of the cabinet. You know which side is the back? Because these 2 little notches are for the front door. So you want to do it on the back corner, either side of the corner that you want to do. So before we secure this down, all I'm going to do is open it up, place the cord in there, and then put it back down. And I'm gonna do the same thing for the fan cord as well. And there we go. I've got my USB cable for my fan sneaking out the back, which will plug into a USB extension cable. That will then be pulled towards the back so you will not see the cable because the back of this cabinet is completely black metal, so it'll hide all the cables. And then I have the power cable for the light running up into here and then we'll be able to plug in our grow lights. Now to secure the bar in place, if you hadn't put the cords through before you did this step, it would be so tight that you wouldn't be able to fit the cords through the gap. This just enables a more flush, finished look. And I'd actually purchased the grommets and everything to cut a hole in this, but after seeing a couple of videos of people just snaking the cords through, I like the idea of that better. Less room for rust to accumulate. I feel like half of this video is gonna be me looking for the Allen wrench. I keep setting it down and misplacing it. Yay, it's perfect. And that's the cabinet fully assembled. It's larger and a little bit taller than I thought it was gonna be, but I really like it. I'm super excited about this. I'm not gonna be using the glass shelving that came with it. I actually purchased some magnetic shelving that will attach to the back panel, but let's go ahead and try to fit this into place to see if it will fit in that spot, and then we'll get to customizing it, which I think is the fun part, and filling it up with plants. I'm just gonna go ahead and move this Monstera because I have a feeling it's not going to, oh my gosh, this pothos is all wrapped around it. I just have a feeling I'm gonna need the space. Wow, it really wrapped itself around this thing. I don't think it's gonna fit, but I wanna see and make sure. I think it might just fit. Oh my gosh. It looks so good. Actually, it looks really, really good.
It does.
I think, yeah, and that's as far back as it can go. I don't know why though.
It's the cord thingy.
Oh. Okay. It's that. So it should be able to even. It looks like a custom thing because it fits so perfectly. Now I can't wait to turn on the lights and accessorize it. I'm so excited to add these grow lights. Barina came out with black strip grow lights, and I think that these will look so good in the grow cabinet. Before, they used to only have white ones, which they're okay, but I have black cabinets and these just match so much better, and all the cables for them are black as well. Before, I was like literally painting them with fingernail polish, black fingernail polish, all the cords to make them blend in on my Milsbos. So it's so nice to have everything like color coordinated for this cabinet. This also comes with now magnetic pads that you stick to the grow light so that you don't have to add any magnets or anything to this. I love that so much because my white ones are literally super glued to magnets that are then attached to my cabinet. And then the ones on the bottom that are attached to these acrylic shelves are literally just attached with zip ties. Yeah, so basically it comes with these magnets that have adhesive on the back. You just peel the adhesive off like that and then attach it to your grow light. And then peel the other side of the magnet. Just like that. All right, let's add these lights to the cabinet and see how well this magnet works. Magnet works absolutely perfect. Yes. And so now all I need to do is just plug up this grow light, and all I had to do was flip the switch in the back and now we have lights. And this is already set up on a timer. I'm gonna add one other 2-foot strip to the top, and I have some extra grow lights coming. I think I'm gonna attach some to the sides right here so that the leaves face forward. In these two cabinets, my tall Milsbos, I only have lights on the top and all of the leaves like point upwards, so you can't really appreciate them at all. What's the point of growing all the leaves if I can't see them? Oh my gosh, I love that you cannot even see those lights. Literally, I've not even hit the cable for that light yet and you can't even see it. It just blends in. Great job, Barina, on those black grow lights. The next thing I have to do is I'm going to use these magnets to magnetize onto the metal cage of the fan. And then the fan should stick to the top of the cabinet just like that. The only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this bottom cage just because I don't like the look of it. I don't like the look of these little plastic stoppers. I want it to be completely flush to the cabinet. And this is totally just a personal preference thing. You could totally leave the grills and the feet on. I just noticed that the little feet make the fans stick down further, and the grill just is not an aesthetically pleasing look, but it does protect your plants from getting chopped by the fan, because if you put the fan too close to any plants, you'll chop the leaves in the fan. Now I'm just going to remove the screws from the little silicone stoppers, because you're going to have to screw on the metal cage on the back side of the fan so the magnet has something to attach to. So you took it off just to be able to take the feet off, if that makes sense. So on your back side, which I would choose the side that has the cord coming out of it as your back side, because that will make the cord flush against the top of the cabinet. Now you can screw this back in. And now we should be able to just place it right there perfectly into the grow cabinet. Now I just have to do the second fan. Fans are up there. Let's go ahead and test them out. Yep, they are working perfectly. They're not straight or anything, and the cords aren't, ooh, that's rattling. There we go. None of the cords are hidden, but we'll do that next. The next thing that we're going to do is weather strip this cabinet, because the Rudsta has a lot of gaps in it, way more gaps than the Milsbo Tall. There's a gap here, there's gaps all the way around each edge. There's also gaps inside where the panels meet at the top of each of the glass panels. So I am going to be using some electrical tape. I saw people use black electrical tape in a couple of their IKEA cabinet builds, and it just blended right in and seemed much easier to deal with. And they also use this as their like wire hider as well, which seemed like a better solution than the little plastic wire hiders that I've used in the past, because after a bit of time, they end up falling off. So I feel like electrical tape will work a lot better as it's meant to be used outside. Yep, so for this crack along the top, I'm just going to take a piece of electrical tape and fit it into the gap. That literally worked so good, and you cannot even see it, even up close. Wow. It looks so seamless. I love that little hack. Electrical tape is definitely the way to go. Now to fill over those holes and any other gaps we see. Well, that electrical tape worked out perfectly. Like, you cannot even see it. There's electrical tape in that corner. There's electrical tape at the top. There's electrical tape along this side right here. Electrical tape at the bottom of the cabinet right there. Same on this glass wall as well. And literally, I feel like it just disappears. You cannot see any of that electrical tape, which is amazing. Now for this gap in the door, I actually got weather stripping. It's a clear weather stripping, which has a flap that will cover up this gap whenever the doors are closed. I just felt like it would work better than tape. I felt like tape would get really messy opening and closing the door. See, this is what the weather strip looks like. One side of it has sticky, the other side of it's just a clear piece of plastic flap, and that flap is what will cover up the gap. I'm also going to dab a little bit of super glue on this, just knowing in the past I've had a problem with adhesive. And now when you close the doors, you see that clear gap all the way down? That is covering up the gap. So you can see that strip all the way down, really sealing those doors up. Now, if you decide to do weather stripping like this for your doors, you will have to open the door that does not have the weather stripping on it first, because if not, you can end up messing up your weather stripping because it'll get pulled by the other door. And I'm gonna be 100% honest. If I were to do this over again, I think I would try to find a black weather strip because I think that would blend in even more. That clear kind of stands out against the black. I'll probably order a black weather strip later on and replace that because it is just one of those little details that bothers you. You know what I mean? Just too noticeable for me. Regardless, now it is time to hide the wires. And I think I'm going to use the electrical tape to hide it because I saw a lot of people just taping their wires up and they just kind of disappeared. And so here are the wires before, and this is after. You can barely see the cords at all. I'll give you guys a really good close-up. You can see that I covered them all in electrical tape, have them flush to the top of the cabinet. The cord in between the fans have the same thing. And then the cords go out this corner right here, and I covered that up with electrical tape as well. And from even just a couple inches away, it just disappears, truly. I cannot recommend electrical tape enough for insulation for greenhouses, or at least these greenhouse cabinets, because this worked so flawlessly. I wish I would have used this stuff when I built my Milsbo Talls because it just disappears and it was so easy to work with. The electrical tape just form fits to everything so nicely. And truly, I think the last thing that we have to do here is accessorize the cabinet and fill it up. First things first, I ordered some magnetic shelves. These have little slots in the bottom of them, and they came in 2 different sizes. And it was a set of 4, so I have 4 of these. So I thought that these would be perfect to stick on the metal back of this cabinet. Oh my gosh, that's so strong. I can barely turn and move that thing once it's on there, but that is really, really strong. Love that. I think those magnetic metal shelves look so good, actually. Love those. I think it actually looks like it came with the cabinet. The next thing that I ordered was a ton of these suction cup hooks that I thought would be perfect for hanging stuff onto the glass. And I think that these are supposed to hold, I think, 10 pounds. So it should hold a plant. Yeah, I think that these look really, really good. Those hooks just kind of disappear. And I truly, really love those magnetic black shelves. I can't say that enough. And then one final thing that I ordered for the bottom of the cabinet are these acrylic risers. I have 3 different sizes, just to give my plants some different elevation down here. All right, I guess it's time to fill this cabinet up. I cannot believe that we built it that fast. Seriously, I think I've been working on this for about an hour and a half, but I feel like my Milsbo Talls took me so much longer to build. This was actually pretty easy to put together. I think a beginner could easily do this themselves if you follow this video. All right, let's fill this with plants. I'm gonna add a hydrometer so that we can see what the humidity and temperature is, and then we'll do a final reveal. It's the following day with the Rudsta cabinet, and here it is currently set up with as many plants as I have. It's not very full yet, but it does look pretty good. And we are sitting at 65% humidity, which is amazing. And this has only been here for like less than 24 hours. Hi you guys, it's the following day and I have a few updates to the Rudsta cabinet. If you guys can see, it's a bit brighter in there. I went ahead and added a grow light to the front of the cabinet, hoping that that will make the leaves face forward so that I'll be able to see them and they won't be pointing straight up. I'll show you guys how I attached it. I literally just tapped in to the second grow light up at the top, put the cord down here, And then this is attached with a magnet, and then there's tape just to keep it on the door. It does move when you open and close the door a little bit, but it's nothing major. And it is nice and secure. And I feel like you can barely see it because it's black, and it just kind of blends in with the side of the cabinet. I really like that. I was gonna do one on this side as well, but I couldn't figure out how to tap into it and make it look clean. I just did not want to run a cable down from this grow light in front of the cabinet or in the back of the cabinet and then back up. I just feel like that was too much. This looks just fine, and I think that this will be just enough light to make those leaves face forward. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. Let me know if you have any IKEA greenhouses or if this is something that you would build, because this Rudsta was actually really simple to put together, and I think it's my favorite grow cabinet thus far. I really like this black metal background for all the plants. I just feel like everything pops so much and it looks like a display piece. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys around for whatever video I come up with for next time. Bye guys.